And welcome back. So now with this lower left area, which actually really I still got some on this area down here as well, but I want to start talking about this lower left area and we'll fill it all in as we go. But you can really think about this, or if you want, you could try to render this in a little bit different way. So you'll see this very commonly. I guess this was a real big 90s thing. I would imagine it still is today, but by rendering it that different way, what I like about it is it gives another variation overall to the look of it. And it kind of reinforces that idea that one light source is one way, one light source is another. So personally, I like it. I think it, again, I like introducing variables and variation and rendering. If not, it can just look a little bit kind of overdone. Like if you do the same rendering all the way through an entire piece, it can still look very dimensional if you're good with the light source, but it just doesn't have the same rest and relaxation for the eyes, I think. Like it just needs to have those variables to look as good as it could. So that's what I'm going to do. I just want to do that part real fast, which I actually don't mind the look of it right there. But let me go back and try to do it a little bit better. Hey, maybe sometimes fast works, right? So let's do it without that blue line in the way, because I'm not going to need the depth and dimension as much. I really got to figure out that reason why it's doing that with the text. So even though I'm going to go more parallel to the shadow, I still have variables of, I could go thick to thin. Yeah, seeing that even felt a little bit uncomfortable for one aspect of the way I was doing it. So let me go back. So it felt like the speed or the amount of zoom. You go like this and get that angle just right. Or you know what? Actually, let me bring it down this way. Now another way you could do this, if you wanted the shape to be very, very clean, you could actually introduce a selection first. The way I'm going to do it, since I know it's on a floating layer, is I'm going to go from this point, but I'm going to overshoot a little bit. Rotate it, and I can just erase back. Kind of clean up that shape a little bit. Oh, I think I might have liked the faster version better. So maybe I need to try that. Yeah, I think I like that better. And you can always go back and thicken up the lines a little bit more. Okay, and then erase the edges. So I'm just kind of imagining that shape that would continue around the muscle right there. I think I'm going to try this one again. Now again, with the speed part of it, I need to be a certain distance. There we go. Because again, if I pull it from too much of a distance, the lines start to flail around a bit. Yeah, I actually like that. So this area up here could be better. You know, I could scrutinize it and keep going back, but you got to be careful of that as well, because you know, time is of the essence, right? You don't go too far. So down here, same thing. I'll continue on with this sort of rendering that I've established in the top middle of the leg. I'll break these lines apart as they move around towards the other side. Something like that. I'll rotate here. Bring some this way. Kind of break them up a little bit. I'm going to get that bottom plane change of the knee. And I can add a little bit on the top portion. Okay, and maybe a little bit of going down this way. I don't even know if I need any right there. It feels a little bit tight and a bit forced, so I'm going to leave that area out. And a little bit more right here. And some right here. Again, you could put the tiny little bumps on the bottom of the wrinkles if you want. I don't know that it does a whole lot for it, but it can bring that ridge up just a little bit more. And let's check it from a distance. And usually at the very end, I'll just go back and I'll adjust the line weight a little bit more. I might add some little renderings here and there. Now, if I wanted this to be a tattered material, I would just add more imperfections, right? So this is kind of like a smooth suit design. Again, it's a dual light source. But yeah, that's really probably about the extent of what I would add to an area like that. Maybe a little here. I don't know if it needs it. Let's try it. Yeah, probably leave that. So there you go. So now you've got a dual light source example. There's other ways you could go into this. You could add some more cross-hatching in this secondary light source. I would avoid making it where it starts to look like you're just emulating the other angle. So I don't know if it needs that. Let's see it without. Because again, I really like that variation of that distinct difference from the one light source to the other. So I would probably leave it like that. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next lesson.